Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and tonight's guest is the NPC Junior USA Overall Champion 2016. You might not know him. You're going to know him after this interview. His name is Henry Jackson III. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
This is a good interview because, very rarely do I interview someone who the people don't know. And I think that people are going to get to know you very quickly after this terrific win you had in Charleston, South Carolina, down at the Junior USA. Talk to us a little bit about how this event came about, where your bodybuilding first started, and where we can expect to see you next. But let's first start with how you got into bodybuilding.
Got into bodybuilding. I was in college at Georgia Southern. Pretty much, I didn't have anything going on. I lifted a lot, bodybuilding style workouts. And one of my friends, he did a local bodybuilding show there down at Georgia Southern down in Statesboro. So, I figured, I'll wait the next year to do it and, just to try it out. And that was back my first show back in 2011. I competed heavyweight. I was about 210 pounds. Didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't really prep or anything. Just went out and did the show. Then I won the heavyweight class, but I got second overall. So, but ever since then, man, I've been hooked on competing. Then took some time off. Decided to do the Iron Eagle INBF. Competed heavyweight again. Had a pretty solid thing. Prep going. Knew what I was doing for prep. Got a lot leaner. Came out and won heavyweight class and the overall for that show for the INBF, and also earned my pro card in that sanction. That was in 2013.
The INBF is a natural bodybuilding organization. I think Kai Green was originally in that organization as well. Obviously, after competing in that for a while, you must have decided, hey, if I want to compete with the big boys, I got to go into the NPC. And so you went up doing the Palmetto Classic in, what was it, 2013 or 15, right? 2015.
2015, yep.
And you dominated that event, easily winning the overall, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Who told you at that point, hey, you got a good future in bodybuilding, you ought to enter a national level event next year?
Nobody really told me. I knew I wanted to do a national show after that, but my coach, you may have heard of him, Matt Olson, he was Mr. Georgia some years back. Him and Trey Bennett, they wanted me to do after winning, they wanted me to do the Junior USAs that year back in 2015. But, I just felt like I wasn't ready. I needed to take another year off to kind of grow a little bit more, come in a little bit tighter. I didn't really like my condition at that point. I knew I wouldn't be ready 100%. So I waited. The outcome, as you can see, it turned out pretty good. Because I won overall, so happy I made that decision to wait and come in a little bit bigger, better, tighter, better conditioning, everything. So
now your story is very similar to Cedric McMillan's story, because Cedric McMillan won the South Carolina State. They tried to convince him to do Junior USA, same deal. Trey Bennett trying to twist his arm. He said no. Next year, the following year he did the Junior USA. And then the following year, he went on and he won the NPC Nationals, and we know the rest is history, so to speak. Obviously, after this big win at the Junior USA, and I saw the pictures, we're still trying to find pictures to put up, but, you looked tremendous from the few snapshots that was sent to me. Did you know going into the show that you were going to be that dominant?
I was pretty confident going into the show. But then, I saw my competitors, when they lined us back up during the prejudging, it was me and another guy. And it was really, when I saw pictures that my friend took, I saw that it was really close. It really could have went either way. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. So, I didn't know at that point. But going into the show originally, I was pretty confident that I would do well. But, after I won the super heavy class, I was pretty confident that I was going to take it, take the overall.
What did you weigh on stage?
Weighed in at 256, but at the night show I ended up being around 250. So
and how tall
came
are
in
you?
A little bit dry. Huh?
How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay. Another Cedric McMillan we got here on our hands.
Oh yeah, one more thing too. At the Palmetto Classic, Cedric McMillan, he guest posed at my show. He actually he actually presented me the award, at the end of that show. So that was pretty cool. It's pretty ironic,
Yeah.
that we kind of have the same competing history right now.
Yeah.
So
And you're the same height. Did he say anything to you? Did he give you any words of encouragement?
nah, he didn't, man. It was kind of weird, he held my hand up, we took pictures, and he just kind of beelined it to the left and walked off the stage. So
Maybe you were.
yeah.
You're making him worried a little bit. You might think that you're going to take steal his thunder, so to speak.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I don't know.
You're 25 years old. You're the new next generation, upcoming guys.
Yeah.
From the South there. 'Cause Cedric likes to bill himself as the country bodybuilder. That no one expects or no one sees coming. You might be the new guy.
Yeah, I'm either further south than he is. So, hey,
You're truly South. You're truly South.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
we talked earlier. You told me that you weren't going to do nationals this year. You were going to wait till the following year. What was the reason for that decision?
That was honestly, man, it's mainly financial, and also, I want to make sure that once again that I want to be competitive. I want to be in the top place in my first time out. So, it's going to take some time. My upper body grows really fast. I'm going to take some time to catch my legs up a little bit more. They're not too behind, but I just want to make sure that they keep up my upper body this off season. So, like I said, I just want to be ready. But yeah, mainly, finances.
Yeah,
that's the main reason why I'm just going to wait.
Money is important in bodybuilding, that's for sure. Getting ready, all the food, these supplements, the contest entry fees, the travel, all that stuff. So,
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about your training techniques. I know Cedric always had very unconventional training. What kind of leg training do you do? Do you do squats? Do you do the basic movements, or are you more into machines? What kind of?
My training it's basic. 5 sets of everything, about at least 20 to 25 reps. So usually a typical leg training session, I'll go in, start with hamstrings. 4 to 5 sets of 15 lying hamstring curls. A seated hamstring curl, same deal. Standing, same rep scheme. And then something like a straight leg deadlift, same thing. Then warm up, with leg extensions, and don't really do a lot of back squats right now. But I'll go straight to leg press. 5 sets of 20 to 25. Hack squats, 5 sets of 20 to 25. Lunges, about 40 yards for 3 to 4 sets. Then, and then
a lot of volume you're doing. Yeah, I mean a lot of numbers. That's very unconventional in essence.
Yeah, but as far as movements go, it's nothing fancy, man. Then I'll finish up with some leg extensions, abductor, adductor, and some butt blast, and that's the usual leg day in the off season. Pre-contest, I'll split the hamstrings and quads up.
Are you very strong? Would you consider yourself strong in the gym?
Yeah, I consider myself strong. Pressing is definitely my strong suit. Shoulder press and mainly bench press, those are my 2 favorite things to do. Off season, I may go up to, usually do about 8 to 12 reps. I'll go up to 365. All right. 365, 405 for about 8. So
that's good. Good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get you in Bros vs. Pros Strength Challenge. We got to talk about that. Talk to me a little bit about your job. You're a corrections officer now. Is that make it a little easier for you to kind of do your bodybuilding thing?
Yeah, man, for sure. Because sometimes it's a little stressful. You got things going on. You may be behind on meals, but for the most part, you're working with a good team, a team of people, team of other officers. So whenever I need to go down to the staff room, take a break, get my meal in real quick, I'm able to get it in, no problem, most of the time. So usually like a 12-hour shift at work, I'm eating most of my meals at work. So it's very crucial for me to be able to, have time to get down and eat. But sometimes, it gets a little crazy in there with the inmates and, maybe behind an hour on a meal, so still got to get it in though.
What kind of a facility do you work at? Is it a high security or maximum, or is it like a low security?
Yeah, it's a max security. I work the max security floor in the jail. It's just the Muskogee County Jail here in Columbus. So most of the time I'm on the maximum security floor, just pretty much due to my size. So if something goes down,
Right.
I'm able to handle it.
But some of these guys are crazy. Do you ever have any run-ins with any of these guys where you have to actually put the smack down on them?
Honestly, it comes down to knowing how to talk to people. If you go in there, you're kind of disrespectful, being Mr. He-Man, you're gonna have a lot of problems. But uh, first impression is everything. So the inmates, they'll see my size, and from that point, most of the time they won't try me, but most of the time it's just all talk. I haven't had anybody crazy enough to kind of run up on me and try to punch me. So, but yeah, no, I haven't had any use of forces or anything. So
Do they have weights in
everything's
that
pretty
facility?
smooth. Yeah. We actually have a gym there for employees only.
Oh,
Of course, the inmates don't get to use them, but yeah. So that makes it convenient as well. Sometimes on night shift they give us about 30 to 45 minutes to use the gym. So whenever I'm on prep, I'll go down real quick and do my cardio. Come back up to the floor. And even after working 12 hours, it's kind of hard sometimes. But we'll go down there and hit shoulders sometimes, shoulders or back or something.
now
But
you
it's pretty good for upper body, lower body not too much, but
gotcha.
upper body get some workouts in.
Yeah, a lot of people don't train legs. Only bodybuilders train legs. I found. Most
Yeah, pretty much.
most guys just want to look good in the upper body, beach
Yeah.
body. Now, you have a degree in exercise physiology or exercise science. Do you ever think like you went to college? Obviously, you got the degree. You're a corrections officer now. Do you ever like say, I would really like to use this degree to do something?
Yeah, I mean, I do use it, as far as my training and my prep and my food and stuff. But yeah, it would be nice, but it's, reality is, especially with a bachelor's, with exercise science, most of the time you have to go off and get a master's or doctorate. So
Right.
by the time I graduated, I realized, I wanted to kind of, wasn't really my thing to keep going to school. I wasn't really interested in anything like physical therapy or anything like that. But I did initially when I graduated, I worked at GNC. So I mean, I pretty much used my knowledge there as far as supplements
Sure.
and
Yeah. You probably
telling
can,
people what to take. But of course, with retail is kind of iffy. I needed something a little bit more solid. So
Gotcha.
I didn't mind. going to law enforcement. I actually like it. So good benefits and everything, which is, of course, is important for bodybuilding if you get injured or something. So
Yep. Very
um,
smart.
yeah. So
Now,
that's where I'm at right now, man.
you might be, yeah, who knows? You might be training people using all that knowledge down the road. You never know whether you're only 25 years old. Now, I always say, once you win a title, you got to have a nickname. Do you got any nicknames that your friends call you or anything like that?
They call me Henjack most of the time. I kind of like the name Juggernaut for myself, but they usually call me by my Instagram name, which is Henjack. So,
What is it?
but Henjack,
Henjack?
Henry. Yeah, it's like
Henry Jackson.
shortened version of my first and last name,
Yep,
Henry
yep.
Jackson.
We got to maybe we got to call Lonnie Teeper up and get a nickname for him, or maybe we can just call you like Action Jackson or something like that. That's Carl Weathers' nickname. So
Yeah. Actually, one of my coworkers calls me Action Jackson, so that's a cool one.
I like that one.
Yeah,
Because you
I'm
got
cool
too
with
many
that.
Jacksons. You got Dexter Jackson. You got Ken Jackson. You got to kind of differentiate yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
Call him
Yeah.
Action Jackson, right, Sid? Sid's giving me the nod. Sid's giving me the nod. Well, I think he got some tremendous potential. I wish we had some pictures from the show to put up, but there was so much going on with the New York Pro this weekend. Whoever was shooting that show down there, I haven't seen any pictures anywhere. Have you?
No, I haven't, man. I've been looking since the day, I finished the show. I haven't found anything besides a few pictures that were taken by some people in the audience. But I've been scraping and scratching trying to find pictures on the internet. I haven't found anything. So hopefully they can get something up soon. But for now, I don't have any pictures besides my my pictures I took to see my progress leading up.
Well, I had some very good people that I trust in the audience who told me this guy is going to be a star. And you know what? I'm going to say it right here. I was the first man to interview Cedric McMillan, and I'm the first guy to interview you. And I predict that there's going to be some big things to come from you in the future, especially at least maybe a year from now, whether it be at the NPC Nationals or whatever show you decide to do. And I just want to say congratulations on the big win. I think we lost connection with Henry, but you're not going to see him. This is not the last time it's not the first and it's not the last time you're going to see Henry, because he's a future star for certain. And with that, we're going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.